Hey film fans, it's Danny from We Talk Film here with the September 2024 edition of Most Wanted Movies. There's some really great stuff out this month, so let's dive straight into it. First up on the slate is Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, out in cinemas on the 6th of October. Now, this joins Ghostbusters and Top Gun as the team of 80s films where you didn't think we'd be getting a sequel all this time later, and yet here we are. A whole bunch of the original cast are back, including Michael Keaton, Catherine O'Hara and Winona Ryder. And Wednesday's Jenna Ortega stars as the new youngest member of the Dietz family who once again accidentally unleashes the prankster ghoul. Now, as a reformed teenage goth, I obviously loved the original, and I'm cautiously optimistic for this one. I really want a return to those eras of 80s and 90s family films where things had a bit of a spookier, darker, scarier edge to them. So here's hoping this one holds up to the original and becomes an iconic family favourite.
Going to this special occasion, but right now with like a little privacy.
Next up is a film that is giving the people what they want, another team up between Brad Pitt and George Clooney. This is Wolves, not Wolves, out in cinemas on the 20th of September. It is going to be their 5th collaboration, and the two play a pair of bickering fixers who are both hired to cover up the same crime and are then forced to work together with predictably hilarious and ridiculous results. This is made by the creator John Watts, who made all of Tom Holland's Spider-Man films, and it looks to be genuinely just good fun. You know what you're getting here. The bickering buddy movie. What's not to like? And finally, in my top 3 selection for the month, when I normally pick watch films to put in this, I pick them because I've either already seen them and I know they're good, or I've seen enough to think that they will be. That's not necessarily the case with this one, but when an iconic, all-time great director comes out with a new film, you kind of have to pick it, right? I am talking about Megalopolis, which is Francis Ford Coppola's new film. It's out in cinemas on the 27th of September, and from early screenings, this has inspired just as many walkouts as it has rave reviews. It's a sprawling sci-fi fable that defies explanation from what everyone says. It sees the fall of Rome transported to a near future. Adam Driver's Caesar is an architect who dreams of a modern utopia, but butts heads with Giancarlo Esposito's greedy mayor. I really don't know what to make of this, but it's been in production hell for 30 years. It's a passion project for Coppola, and whether it's good or not, I'm definitely going to watch it, and I think you should too.
Go.
Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis.
Next up, and on to the best of the rest, and they really are rather good this month. Out in cinemas on the 6th of September is Starve Acre. This is an old school gothic folk horror starring Matt Smith and Morfydd Clark. It's set in the 70s. They play parents to a troubled young boy who become very concerned when he becomes obsessed with a local fable about a portal to hell that exists under their front garden. If you like films in the vein of The Wicker Man or Rosemary's Baby, this is going to be right up your street. I saw it last year at London Film Festival and it is very spooky indeed. Next on the list is one of my most anticipated films of the year. This is The Substance. It's out in cinemas on the 20th of September. It was a massive hit at Cannes Film Festival and a big return for Demi Moore. She plays a aging celebrity actress who, concerned about not getting any work anymore, gets her hands on a black market drug that allows her to transform into a younger and better version of herself, played by Margaret Qualley. But these two versions of her are forced to timeshare the same body, and as you might expect, this wonder drug has some rather unwanted side effects. It's equal parts stylish and cool and schlocky and dramatic. One to check out for sure. Last on my list is The Outrun, a much quieter film than some of the bigger dramatic pieces I've mentioned here, but looks great nonetheless. It's out in cinemas on the 27th of September and is a star vehicle for one of my favourite actors working today, Saoirse Ronan. She plays a recovering addict who leaves the city behind to move back to her childhood home on the Orkney Islands, immerse herself in nature and face up to some childhood traumas. A serious character study. This is what I'm really looking forward to. Finally, if you've had a bit of an expensive summer and don't want to leave the house, there's two great new releases, both coming straight out to Netflix. The first is Rebel Ridge, which is out on the 6th of September. Now, the trailer reminds me a lot of Rambo. It's about a Marine Corps veteran facing up to the corrupt police force in a small town. This one would have completely flown under my radar were it not for noticing who's made it, a filmmaker called Jeremy Saulnier, who has two previous films called Blue Ruin and Green Room, which I always mention to people as hidden gems. This guy knows gritty, gory action, so I am very hopeful for this film, and I think it could be another hidden gem to watch out for. The other Netflix release on my radar is His Three Daughters, which is out on the 20th of September. This is a triple header. It stars Carrie Coon, Elizabeth Olsen and Natasha Lyonne as three estranged, completely different daughters who all return home to live together and care for their terminally ill father. It's acting with a capital A and is one of the best reviewed films of this year so far, so one that's definitely worth checking out. So there we have it, a bumper batch of new releases for you to check out this month. If you see any, do let us know what you think of them. As ever, I'm Danny, this is We Talk Film. Come join us.